Good evening. Thank you for stopping in for this fireside chat. The fire's over there. The piano's right here if you're interested. Stop on in. Anyway, today I thought we would talk just a little bit about why films are important. I was talking about historical fiction on my last post, uh, and it is extremely important. And why is it important for those, if you have a really excellent story and a really excellent, quality well suited for film, why is it important then that be made into a movie? Because I'm, very close to getting some connections with the film industry, and I'm hoping really hard that I can get somebody to take a look at it. I don't think it would take more than one or two people to just, if they spent, an hour reading it, that they would see that it's definitely, at least that's what everybody's telling me, meant for film. So there is an article done by the Sociology magazine. It's actually a journal of humanities and social science, and it was done in 2013. And I just wanted to read a little bit about what they say, because this is why it's so important for me to find someone that is willing to put up the funds and let's do this movie right, and not make it second class movie or whatever. I mean, it needs to be done all the way right to have the full impact. Cinema is the most complex and powerful art form in the present world. That's the first line of this discourse. It can help us to better understand our own lives, the lives of those around us, and even how our society and culture operate. They can shed light on political and spiritual matters too, and can provide catharsis and perspective, and may open our eyes to new ways of thinking, feeling, and pursuing our lives. The United States has a rich tradition of culture. In all stages of our history, we've had, since we've had the ability to make films, we've been making films about important subjects. Recently, it's gotten to the point of we're making a lot of sci-fis and a lot of just fantastic things that, otherworldly things, vampires, lots of like fast action, like detective murder mysteries and things like that. And that's all fine and good. And there's a place for that entertainment. Historical fiction is entertainment, plus you learn about history in a very easy to learn way. And so anyway, university students are most important part for the future of film. Of course, that's the case, right? And as we continue to widen the scope of what is considered film versus what is considered a documentary. But documentaries are now like docufilms, so they're actually being made, historical fiction is being made into what really is a documentary, but it's in a film. So it's called docufilm, right? That's the newest thing. So, we need to have, this is how we, without leaving our home, can have a cultural interface with other societies all around the world, with the ways that they think, the ways they live, and to try to have compassion and understanding and appreciation. I mean, think about this. What if the entire population of humankind were all exactly the same? They were all the same religion. They were all the same color. They had all the same hair color. The whole entire planet would be one type of person. That's all. We'd all be politically exactly the same, everything the same. Now, versus what we have now, which is a whole smorgasbord of, wonderfully fascinating cultures that have developed all over the world. Africa is just blossoming. It's got so much rich heritage. South America, I mean, all the different countries have their own, extremely interesting traditions, belief systems. And when you put that together with historical fiction and you actually see how they got through life at a certain period of point in time, important periods or whatever, you actually have the ability, especially when you're seeing that on a film in full color with bright images in your face, you're being able to actually improve the world just by watching the film, because you're improving your understanding of the world, and you're being able to apply that in your daily life. And so film, even more so than books, because people don't read as much anymore, or they just listen to it on tape, which, it's nothing like visually focusing, concentrating, and getting the experience into your brain directly through film. That is the most important way. So even though I will have the books and I will have the audiobooks and I will have these little clips with some different clips of my books, or maybe quotes from my books or whatever, film is what makes the difference, really. In today's world, film is what makes the difference. So if you are a filmmaker or hope to become a filmmaker, think about that for a bit and just, maybe consider the difference between making a really fantastical film that'll sell, millions and cajillions of dollars at the box office because there's a lot of action, violence, and blood and guts, versus looking into historical fiction that hasn't been put on the big screen. And there's plenty of them out there that are very extremely well done, and you have not even heard of the book, let alone seen it on a film. Because until something becomes a film, it's, I don't know what the percentage is, but I'm sure it's like, 10% known if it's a book, and it's like 90% known around the world in a lot of cases if it's a film. And that knowing, that input into the viewer's mind, because they have to pay attention. They can't usually not going to be on their phone if they're going to a film, if they're seeing a film, because they want to look at all the colorful and the staging and all of that wonderful choreographing, and they want that whole combination of things to be able to visually see it. So they're paying attention and they're listening to every single word. And that really has a lot of impact. So basically, this abstract that was written was very, very, very interesting. And it was talking about specific, like Bangladesh and India films and things like that. But it applies all around the world. Film has huge impact on human existence at this point. And so I guess I should be asking you, do you know anybody in film? Do you know any actors? Do you know any screenwriters? Because if you do, I would really appreciate you telling them about The Last Snapshot, Neon Gods, and the series of 5 books, which is The Age of Force and Neon, which every one of those books would make an absolutely phenomenal film, according to what readers have told me. That ones that I had before, I'm not published on some of those books, but the ones that I had, helping me read years ago when I first started all this. So, and I do believe it, because historical fiction just has a lot of impact. So any help you can send my way, I really appreciate it. I guess that's kind of, I don't know, the closing statement anyway. So you have a great night, and thanks again for listening. Appreciate it.